I've been a trucker for 24 years. In all that time, I've seen my share of strange things on the road. Fog that moves against the wind, shadows that seem to follow you for miles, and those deafening silences in the desert that make you feel like you're not alone. But none of it prepared me for mile 42. Back in 2013, I was hauling copper wire through rural Nevada. A simple run, but I took a detour off Highway 95 because of a wreck ahead. That detour, it didn't exist on my GPS. And neither did the things I saw along it. It was an old road, cracked blacktop, no shoulder, and barely a line of paint. The kind of path the state forgets. 10 minutes in, I passed an old wooden sign nailed to a post. It said, "Dead mile 42, do not stop." I laughed. Seemed like one of those local urban legends to scare tourists. I even snapped a pic for my wife. Biggest mistake of my life. Every trucker learns to trust his mirrors. Mine started acting strange. First, they fogged up even though the desert heat was high. Then I saw movement, shapes darting just outside the trailer's reflection. Not behind me, just in the mirrors. I checked the dash cam footage later. Nothing there, but in the moment, I swear. I saw a woman with no eyes, just staring. Around 8:23 p.m., the road changed beneath my wheels. I felt it. The truck suddenly drove like it was on gravel. The GPS went blank. I looked down the road, and for a few seconds, it wasn't pavement at all. It was bones, white, countless, crushed under rubber and steel. Then, blink, and it was back to asphalt. I nearly drove off the road. It was around midnight when the cab's temperature dropped by 20 degrees in seconds. The radio started hissing even though it wasn't turned on. And then she spoke. "You're past 42 now, Hank. You can't leave." I nearly wrecked the truck. When I looked in the rearview mirror, I saw her sitting in my sleeper bunk. Same eyeless woman, smiling now. I ran out of diesel not long after. Should have had half a tank. But the gauge read empty. The only light ahead was a busted-down service station, straight out of 1955. I pulled in, desperate. The man inside looked me dead in the eyes and asked, "How'd you make it past mile 42? I said nothing. He pointed at the door. "Go back, while you still have a name." Inside the diner next to the station, I found a wall covered in missing trucker posters. Dozens of them, all from the last 50 years. All had gone missing along Dead Mile 42. I recognized one, Mike Hastings. He trained me when I was 22. They said he disappeared in '96 near Fallon. But now, his poster looked freshly printed. And under his photo, someone had written in red marker, "Still driving." I left that place fast. The second I hit the road, the CB radio burst alive. Every frequency, every band. Screaming, actual screams, not static, not chatter. One voice kept repeating, "Turn around, turn around, turn around." Then silence. Then my own voice came through the speaker. "It's too late, Hank. You brought her with you." When I reached the end of the road, if you can call it that, I found a truck, identical to mine. Same plates, same decals, same broken headlamp. Except its trailer was pitch black, like obsidian, and the cab was empty. Or so I thought. Until the door opened and I climbed out of it. But it wasn't me. It smiled, whispered, "Only one Hank gets to leave." I woke up outside Reno. No idea how I got there. The rig was intact, full tank. No logs on the ELD. No records of the load. No one at dispatch even remembered the run. But I did, and every night since, I've heard the whispers. "You made it out, Hank, but part of you stayed." I don't take night runs anymore, and I don't trust roads that don't show up on maps. Because if you ever find yourself near Fallon, and you see that old wooden sign, don't drive through mile 42. You may reach the end of the road, but not all of you will make it out. They told me not to take US Route 2 after dark. Locals called it the Devil's Spine. Remote, twisting, no lights for miles. But I was behind on delivery, and my GPS insisted it'd shave an hour off. So I ignored the chatter, turned up my radio, and rolled into the heart of Montana's emptiness. It was just after midnight, headlights bouncing off frost-covered grass, when I saw her, a girl, maybe 10 or 12, standing barefoot in the road at mile marker 197. I hit the brakes so hard my rig shuddered. She didn't flinch. She just pointed toward the woods and vanished. I pulled over, grabbed my flashlight, and called dispatch. No bars. The CB static. Then something moved behind the tree line. I swear I saw her again, standing just beyond reach, her pale face barely visible between the branches. Back on the road, I kept my eyes peeled. That's when I saw a man, tall, lanky, wearing a coat from another era, walking down the yellow line. He had no eyes, just empty, sunken sockets, and a grin that didn't belong on any human face. That night around 3 a.m., the scream started, from the back of my trailer. But it was a dry haul, just crates of sealed engine parts, nothing alive. I stopped, opened the back, empty, silent. Except one crate had claw marks on the outside, from the inside. As the road stretched on, a sign appeared out of nowhere. Welcome to Crescent Hollow. Pop. Dirt use Yermy beer. I hadn't seen a town marked on any map. But it was right there. Dim houses, a diner, a gas station with a flickering light. I pulled in for fuel. No one came out. I stepped inside the diner. Plates still warm, coffee steaming, chairs pulled out like people had just left mid-bite. But the town was silent, dead. Back in the cab, I flipped on the CB, hoping to raise someone. It was just static. Then, through the crackle, a voice broke in. A little girl's whisper, "Don't go past 197. He waits there." I yanked the mic. "Who's this? Are you okay?" No answer. Just that same distant music, like a music box winding down. I drove for another hour before I saw it. Movement in my side mirror. I swear to God, there was someone sitting in the passenger seat. I looked over. Empty, but the seatbelt was buckled, and it was damp. Like someone had just climbed in out of the snow. My rear view showed a man with a black hat. Then the mirror cracked from the inside. I hit it just before dawn. Mile marker 197. The wind died. The fog thickened like soup. My headlights lit up a shape in the road. The girl again. She wasn't alone this time. Figures stood behind her, tall, unmoving, inhuman silhouettes. I hit the gas. I shouldn't have. The engine cut out. The rig died right there, in the heart of nowhere. And then the knocking began. Inside the cab, from the passenger side. I woke up in the daylight, parked safely by a way station. The rig started just fine. My dispatch said I called them at 4:17 a.m., screaming about people in the trailer. But there was no call record on my phone. I made the delivery in silence. Didn't say a word. I don't take night routes anymore. I won't go through Montana. And I sure as hell will never forget mile marker 197. Because sometimes, it's not your cargo that draws the dead. It's you.